Feel Good Friday, Pablo and the Rodman on Vape Radio.
We feel good.
Larissa at Dubo J and Jane, taking you back to the 90s club scene.
Yeah. Dude, that had me jamming, man.
Yeah, it did.
That's back when I used to be on the wheels, the steels, the ones, the twos, the A's, the B's.
You were on a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. This guy, he can probably verify that. The one, the only. Cue his intro music.
Oh.
Here it comes.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the looks. The drive to go wild. I've got the move.
The one, the only. Michael Heredovitz-Witzenberg.
Witzenberg.
You know my theme music absolutely holds true, right?
It does.
It does. It sets the tone, you know. But we moved you up, you know. We had Dude Love music playing, and you wanted, you know, I'm a sexy boy.
Of course he did. It's Michael
I
Wittenberg.
didn't want I'm a sexy boy. I wanted the Triple H, but you didn't let me, so whatever to you guys.
It really should be Jim McMahon's theme music. No way, and no chance in hell.
I think you're absolutely right.
Right, there you
let's
go.
do Vince McMahon
So
from
that's
now on.
two things we can agree on, because the second one being that I think it's time to announce the next inductee into the Vape Hall of Fame. We were talking earlier today about how actually it may, you know, at first glance you go, what? But it's very important for us to get down in the history of who did these things for this industry, with advocacy, with harm reduction, with all the things that are important to converting smokers over. You know, as this thing grows and becomes more professional, these things can be lost. And that's why it's important to honor these people and get it down on record and put them down into such a thing as the Vape Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And Julie Wassner went in as inductee number 1.
Yeah.
You know,
Well
she'll be
deserved.
honored at the Hall of Fame ceremony at Mohegan Sun.
Yes.
With National Vape Expo coming up in March.
Right.
And now inductee number 2. Michael?
Well, first I'd like to pre-log it a little bit, saying that the group we're going to be inducting as a second, I'll tell you in a second who it is, you know, has kind of paved the way for, and once I tell you, you'll know and you'll understand, for doing the things right in this business. And you know, and it took a while and a lot of people to talk to when, you know, we came up with it. As you know, I want it to be as legitimate and prestigious and honor the people who really count in this business, because the people that are going to be inducted, you know, deserve it, and you know, they become successful in their aspect of this industry, whether it be advocacy, whether it be company, whether it be individuals, you know, by doing things the right way and by, you know, playing by the rules, even when there were no rules. You know, you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They chose to have
Yes.
rules, and
They deserve to be
morals.
recognized for this,
Right.
because a lot of times doing the right thing, you know, it goes, you know, with it just, we assume people are going to do the right thing, but it doesn't really go recognized as much as it should be. It's very easy to point out the people that aren't doing it the right way, but what, you know, we want to take time and point out who's done it the right way, you know?
yeah.
Exactly, 100%. So with no further ado, with that how it said, no further ado.
Yeah, here, I'll even give you a drum roll, man. You ready?
Oh wow!
Here you
yeah,
go.
Sure.
All right.
There we go. The next inductee into the Vape Hall of Fame is
5 Pawns.
Yes!
Wow.
Good call.
Yeah.
5 Ponds. Rodney, Jay, Vince, those guys, you know what? They have done it right
Yes.
from day
You know what?
one.
You're absolutely right, Michael. That is a great example of, again, people who chose to do it the right way. When there was no established right way, they just knew this is how we want to be perceived. This is what we want this industry to be perceived as. Quality.
Right.
Responsibility.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right.
And
That's
and you
wonderful.
know, this,
And continue
you know,
doing
moving
it.
even further. Yeah, no, they do, and moving even further, you know, 5 Points has been an NVE or vendors at NVE with Giant Vapes, you know, when they, you know, a few times in their booth. But you know, this is not about being vendors with NVE. It never has been, and again, 5 Points has never purchased a booth from us. They've been with, you know, Giant Vapes in their booth, so it's not about favoritism with that or anything like that. This is more about, you know, who's done the right thing over the past, you know, 10 years, you know, that that our industry's been around, and Five Points has. They've always come out with classy labels, and they've never, went directly after people, in a derogatory manner. They never came public and, with vape drama, and
Right.
they've always put their head down and kind of worked, and always done advocacy stuff, and never, if the FDA ever looked at Five Ponds, they've never have a bad word to say. They wouldn't, and they can't, because they've always handled their business the correct way, and that's why we're honoring them, as being one of the first to do so.
Absolutely.
I think it's
totally
an honor
agree
well
with it.
deserved.
Absolutely. They do continue to do it right. Always have. Apparently, always will, I feel certain of. Rodney, like I said, Jay Love, Vince, everybody involved with Five Ponds. I know even, like my first trip out to California, I've been waiting for that moment my entire life. As soon as I got to the, to the state lines, the first person to message me, and a personal message was Rodney from Five Ponds going, "Welcome to California, Spicoli." But I mean, just knowing what that meant to me, you know what I mean? And those guys really care about not only the industry and about doing it right, but the people in the industry, and they care about their consumers, their customers. As we witnessed with, what's the guy's name that won the contest?
Jay Jacks.
Jay Jacks, that won the contest with them. He still has such high regard for the time he spent with them, and just the quality character of individuals that everyone associated with Five Ponds is. And not to mention their e-liquid is the exact same.
Right.
It's second to none.
Yeah.
I mean, they have some of the best, unique flavors. I mean, that Castle Long Reserve, I mean, that's as quality as it gets. That, you know?
And talk about a product that is responsibly branded,
Yes.
responsibly marketed,
Creatively
and still
different.
creates the sizzle without having to be child appealing or any of those bad things.
Right.
That's how you do it the right way.
And not only that, I mean, Five Points came out, and their direct audience was, the 45, 50-year-old smoker for Marlboro smoker for the last 30 years, and that's who they always targeted. They never even targeted the younger group. They always been they want that smoker that's been going in 7-Eleven and buying a pack of Marlboros every day. They wanted that guy, and that's why this business is around. And that's that's what's really wonderful about the whole thing.
Amen. All right, now, that does beg one question, though, Michael.
Yes.
With regard to
Yes.
the Hall of Fame ceremony taking place there at Mohegan Sun, obviously, we're going to have some sort of stage and make a presentation. At this point, I think it's a legitimate question to ask: will there be a ramp so that Vince can come on the stage with his scooter? I think that accommodation could be made.
I think it should be.
that wasn't even brought up, but now that you are bringing it up, I think it's a great idea. I love Vince.
The man does not travel by foot.
Right. Well, like earlier today,
The man does not travel by foot.
we were talking with the guys at Knoxville Vapor, and they put out this great video of how vape shops, how they receive these phone calls of how it's done the wrong way, and everybody got a good laugh about it. But one of the things with Five Ponds, one of the ways they do it the right way. I know when I first got in the industry, I loved how when they have someone that's interested in the product, they go and sit down with them privately, and they talk about their. And even if it's a consumer, not only just a vape shop, even a consumer, they sit down one-on-one. They separate themselves off from the rest of the convention or a vape show or what have you, and sit down and really have a relationship and get to know what that consumer needs, whether it be a vape shop or just a vapor, and to fulfill that and educate them and do it the right way. They, like my dad said, people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. Five Ponds, they care.
Yeah, they are the epitome of anti-hype.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They've always stayed that level in the business. They never had hype juice. They never made that big screaming thing. But they've always done it always so classy, and that's why people, even vapors to this day, I can't stick with a flavor for more than a week and a half. Obviously, everybody else knows. But vapors of 5 Points liquid stick with it for years, and that's all they've ate.
Yeah.
And that's commendable.
Me, I have a bottle of Castle Long Reserve I keep and only break out on certain occasions because that's like back when I was a smoker, that would be the equivalent of a fine cigar after a great steak, or you know what I mean? And
Nice
I'll
bottle
break
of whiskey. That's right.
I'll break out the Castle Long Reserve, and it's just a rewarding satisfaction that that's second to none, and that's could describe the entire Five Pond family.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it really is.
100%. And they're really classy guys. Always have been class acts. Rodney and Jay and, Vince, obviously, but, always the classiest of people.
Yeah, great job. Good call. So there we have it. Julie Wasner, and then now 5 Ponds, the second inductee into the Vape Hall of Fame. And again, this is so important. I know some people would go, is it? This is why. Again, I'll say it again, because as this industry grows and becomes more and more professional, we need to remember 20 years from now, the people that sacrifice time, money, effort, family, everything, they could be at home with their family, but they're out there fighting for this industry, fighting for things to be done the right way, and it needs to be commended. It needs to be recognized. It needs to be noted before it's lost that this is how this all started, and these are the people that made this industry and harm reduction and converting smokers what it became in the future, because these people put it on the line, and as you said, did it the right way.
Yes, 100%. We are looking forward to an amazing event for the Vape Hall of Fame. This particular Mohegan is going in our new home in the Northeast.
Fantastic
in
facility.
New England. It's going to be Connecticut. It's going to be great.
I've been there, and I went to your show. We obviously have been to all the shows at Foxwoods, and I actually went to Mohegan Sun while they were visiting, and it's amazing. It's way nicer than Foxwoods, so I'm really looking forward to that show for National Vape Expo, the premier U.S. Vape Convention coming, and then we got the Vape Hall of Fame, our second inductee. When can we expect the next inductee?
We have 2 more inductees. It's going to be 4 total. We have 2 more inductees. One we will announce next week, and we'll do the next one the following week, and they're going to be good ones. Everybody's going to love them.
Very cool. Now, do we have details on how people can attend the Hall of Fame ceremony?
Yes, on our website, nationalvapeexpo.com, there's a purchase tickets link. When you click that purchase tickets link, you can purchase tickets to the event or to National Vape Expo, or you can purchase tickets to the Hall of Fame dinner as well. But it's going to be a fully, sit-down dinner. It's going to be, very black tie, very high-end. It's going to be very, very nice, showing respect to the business that it deserves.
There you go.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yep, very good, man. There you go. The very first e-liquid company inducted into the Vape Hall of Fame.
And highly deserving.
5 Ponds.
Boom.
Yeah.
Congratulations, 5 Ponds, man. You guys deserve it. Yeah, there you go, man. There you go.
Well deserved.
Yeah.